Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann, two young lovers whose lives have been intertwined with the dangerous world of piracy, are preparing for a day of celebration, their wedding. But their plans are interrupted by the arrival of Lord Cutler Beckett, an influential and ruthless agent of the East India Trading Company. Beckett comes to Port Royal with official arrest warrants for Will and Elizabeth, accusing them of aiding the notorious Captain Jack Sparrow in his escape. This marks a critical turning point in their lives, as they are now caught in the web of Beckett's relentless pursuit of power and control over the seas. In a twist of fate, Commodore James Norrington, a former officer of the Royal Navy, is also swept up in the tumult. Having suffered a personal and professional downfall, Norrington resigned from his post after losing his ship, the HMS Dauntless, to a hurricane while pursuing Jack Sparrow. Disillusioned and disheartened, Norrington disappears, leaving behind a trail of uncertainty. His personal journey mirrors the larger conflict at play, as characters on all sides grapple with their own desires, duties, and moral quandaries. While the chaos unfolds in Port Royal, Jack Sparrow, ever the elusive and unpredictable pirate captain, is on his own journey. Far from the wedding, aboard his ship, the Black Pearl, Jack receives an unwelcome visit from Bootstrap Bill Turner, Will's estranged father. Bootstrap, now a crew member aboard the cursed ship Flying Dutchman, is bound to Davy Jones, the malevolent captain of the ship. Bootstrap informs Jack that his time is running out. He is marked with the black spot, a sign that Davy Jones is coming to collect the debt Jack owes him. Jack had struck a deal with Jones years ago, bartering for the Pearl's resurrection from the depths of the sea in exchange for his freedom. However, Jack failed to fulfill his end of the bargain, and now he must face the consequences. Bootstrap warns Jack that if he does not honor the deal and serve aboard the Flying Dutchman, he will be dragged to the dreaded Davy Jones' locker by the Kraken, a monstrous sea creature that serves as Jones' enforcer. Amid this looming threat, Lord Beckett arrives with an offer to Will Turner. He offers to free Will and Elizabeth from the charges against them if Will can help recover Jack's compass, a mysterious and coveted object. The compass has the power to lead its possessor to whatever they desire most, and Beckett believes it will give him an advantage in his pursuit of Jack and control over the seas. Will, torn between his love for Elizabeth and his desire to help Jack, ultimately agrees to Beckett's proposal, setting in motion a series of events that will see him cross paths with Jack once more. Will eventually tracks Jack and his crew to an island where they are trapped by a tribe of cannibals. In an unexpected act of heroism, Will helps Jack and his crew escape the cannibals, cementing his reluctant alliance with the pirate captain. After their escape, Jack seeks the aid of Tia Dulma, a mysterious voodoo priestess who possesses great knowledge of the supernatural. Tia Dulma helps Jack find the key to the dead man's chest, a chest that holds Davy Jones' still beating heart. Whoever controls the heart can control Davy Jones himself. Jack's ultimate goal is to obtain the heart, free himself from his debt to Jones, and secure his place as a free man. Will, ever the opportunist, makes a deal with Jack. He will help Jack find the key to the chest in exchange for the compass. However, Jack, true to form, deceives Will. Will ends up tricked into serving aboard the Flying Dutchman in Jack's place. Meanwhile, Davy Jones, the enigmatic and vengeful captain of the Flying Dutchman, strikes a deal with Jack. If Jack can procure 100 souls for Jones, he will be released from his servitude. Will learns that Jones possesses the key to the dead man's chest, and after a game of liar's dice, Will manages to escape the Flying Dutchman with the key. However, Jones summons the Kraken, a colossal sea creature, to sink the Edinburgh Trader, the ship that Will attempts to escape on. Though the Kraken destroys the ship, Will survives, further complicating his involvement in this growing conflict. While Will is embroiled in this deadly game, Elizabeth, now imprisoned by Beckett, is trying to find a way to escape. Her father, Governor Swann, risks his own life to break her out of prison, but in the process, he is captured. Elizabeth, realizing the gravity of the situation, steals the letters of marque from Beckett. These official documents would grant Jack Sparrow a pardon and release him from his debt to the East India Trading Company. Armed with the letters, Elizabeth heads to Tortuga, a notorious pirate haven, where she finds not only Jack but also a drunken Norrington. The three of them form an uneasy alliance, though they each have different goals in mind. Jack, ever the manipulator, tricks Elizabeth into using his compass to locate the dead man's chest. The three parties, Jack, Will, and Norrington, make their way to Isla Cruces, where the chest is said to be buried. This sets the stage for a dramatic confrontation between the three men, as each has a different agenda. Jack wants to use the heart to call off the Kraken and negate his debt to Jones, while Will wants to free his father, Bootstrap Bill, from servitude aboard the Flying Dutchman. Norrington, meanwhile, seeks to regain his former position in the Navy and restore his honor. A chaotic three-way sword fight ensues, and in the midst of it, Norrington secretly steals the heart and the letters of marque. He uses the confusion to escape, pretending to lure away the crew of the Flying Dutchman. As the battle rages on, Davy Jones and the Kraken attack the Black Pearl. killing most of the crew and sinking the ship's lifeboats. Jack, ever the strategist, manages to briefly flee the attack on a lifeboat, but he soon returns to help his crew fight back. Using a net filled with gunpowder and rum, Jack wounds the Kraken, giving the crew a fighting chance. As the battle reaches its climax, Elizabeth realizes that the Kraken is only after Jack. In a heart-wrenching decision, Elizabeth tricks Jack into being chained to the mast of the Black Pearl, ensuring that the rest of the crew can escape. As the Kraken drags the Pearl and Jack into the depths of the sea, it seems as though Jack's fate has been sealed. However, Davy Jones, believing that his debt to Jack has been fulfilled, opens the chest to find that the heart is missing. Norrington, having stolen the heart, delivers it along with the letters of marque to Beckett, reinstating him in the Navy and securing Beckett's control over Jones, the Flying Dutchman, and the Kraken. With the East India Trading Company now in control of these powerful forces, the balance of power in the seas is forever altered. As the dust settles, Jack's crew returns to Tia Doma, where they discuss the possibility of rescuing Jack from Davy Jones' locker. It is here that Tia Doma introduces a new player into the game, the resurrected Hector Barbassa, the former captain of the Black Pearl. With Barbassa's return, the crew embarks on a new and dangerous mission to rescue Jack from the depths of the sea, setting the stage for even greater adventures to come. This tumultuous journey highlights the complex relationships between the characters, the shifting allegiances, and the eternal struggle between freedom and servitude, as each character is forced to confront their own desires, loyalties, and fears. They must navigate the treacherous waters of piracy, power, and redemption. Their fates are intertwined in a high-stakes battle that will ultimately decide the fate of the seas themselves. The journey ahead promises even greater challenges, with new alliances, betrayals, and opportunities for survival, as they sail towards the unknown. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest * 2006 is the thrilling sequel to The Curse of the Black Pearl, continuing the high-stakes adventures of Captain Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp. In this film, Jack faces the consequences of a pact he made with Davy Jones, Bill Nighy, the terrifying captain of the cursed ship Flying Dutchman. Jack's freedom comes at a steep price, and he must now repay the debt or risk being dragged to the depths of the sea by the fearsome Kraken. Meanwhile, Will Turner, Orlando Bloom, and Elizabeth Swann, Keira Knightley, are arrested by the East India Trading Company for aiding Jack's escape, and they must strike a dangerous bargain to secure their freedom. Lord Cutler, Beckett, Tom Hollander. Pressures will into finding Jack's compass in exchange for the release of him and Elizabeth. The pursuit of the dead man's chest, which holds Jones' still beating heart, becomes central to the plot. Whoever controls the heart can control Jones, and Jack, and other characters such as Commodore Norrington, Jack Davenport, compete to obtain it for their own purposes. With stunning action, compelling characters, and a blend of supernatural elements, Dead Man's Chest expands the world of pirates, adventure, and betrayal, setting the stage for an even larger clash in the series' third installment.